Astronomers spend their careers looking up at the sky, away from Earth, but now some stargazers say their field has to grapple with the fact that observing the cosmos is contributing to their home planet's climate emergency. A new estimate of the greenhouse gas emissions linked to all ground and space-based telescopes, in the journal Nature Astronomy, says the annual carbon footprint of astronomy's research infrastructure is equivalent to about 20 million metric tons of carbon dioxide. Just to give you some perspective. He and IRAP colleagues including Hughes and Luigi Tibaldo got the idea to do this study while making an estimate of the greenhouse gas emissions from their own institute. The only missing piece of our assessment was the footprint of the observational data, says Knödlseder, whose own research. That's just what this research team set out to do. Data were sometimes hard to come by, but they did their best to approximate and tally up greenhouse gas emissions associated with nearly 50 space-based missions and 40 ground-based telescope facilities. The most prolific emitters were the biggest, most expensive observatories, such as the new James Webb Space Telescope and the Square Kilometer Array, according to the report. By dividing up the total annual emissions by the number of astronomers worldwide, the researchers figure that each astronomer's share of the profession's emissions is around 36 metric tons per year. Knödlseder points out that this is about the amount of emissions from driving an average car in France 165,000 kilometers, or over 100,000 miles. And that's just from using the telescopes. It doesn't include things like scientists' travel to conferences, supercomputing power and office heating. For our lab, the total is actually about 50 tons of equivalent CO2 per year an astronomer, he says. Hughes believes that astronomers need to set an example when it comes to action to mitigate climate change. If we as scientists do not react to the reports and warnings from our colleagues, she says, then it's a bit like your dad telling you that you shouldn't smoke, while he himself is smoking a cigarette.